Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I don't know how well this is going to work out. There's some really bright early evening sun behind me, so I thought this would be as good a chance as I'm going to get to show you briefly the Burberry Autumn collection runway nail colours that I got a couple of weeks ago. They come in this cute little box, and they're 3 colours this time. And these are they. So, yeah, the light's not doing too badly there. There's a kind of what I would call a true khaki green, a much more mossy green, and a black. And I think they're called, let me tell you, cadet green, khaki green, and poppy black. I think poppy black they've had before because the name rings a bell, although I haven't bought it before. So let's take them out. I, as you know, collect Chanel nail polishes, but that doesn't make me immune to buying other brands, and I have bought several of these kind of cute boxed editions. I got the 2 spring collection ones this year, and a few odd Burberry nail polishes as well. I think Burberry is particularly strong on creams. They don't do particularly successful duochromes or more interesting textures like Chanel do. The one exception to that was the limited edition nude gold that they brought out at Christmas, which was really, really pretty, and one of my favourite polishes last year. Other than that, I wouldn't say any of their polishes are my favourites, but for the presentation they're quite good value because they're £15, so they're a good few pounds cheaper than Chanel. Probably slightly smaller bottle, but very acceptable amount, and they're very stylishly packaged, so I do like to get them. And the other thing I would say about Burberry nail polishes, in my opinion, is they're very, very strong on nudes. They have about 12 different fairly basic nude creams, and you think, how on earth could there be that many shades of nude? But there really are, and in their pop-up or specialist boutiques, they generally have a machine that looks at the skin of your hand and matches you with 1 or 2 of their nudes, and it really does work so that you find the most flattering colour for your skin tone for a nude polish. So they're very strong on that. I haven't tried any of these on the nails yet, and I don't really have time to do that at the moment, but I can show you what they swatch like on the nail wheel. I'm guessing this is probably the khaki one. Let's get my glasses on. Yeah, this is khaki green. And when I looked in my Chanel, really, I didn't have anything too similar. This one here looked the most similar to me, and that's Mysterious from last year. A lot of Chanel's khakis and greens tend to have some form of shimmer or duochrome. But this one's a cream as well, so that looked very, very close. I thought this one was going to be close, but it's not at all. That's nearer the mossy one, so we'll have a look at that later on. Now, can I even get the top off? Yes, I can. The bottles, as I say, are quite dinky, a little bit smaller. They have a much thicker brush than the Chanel ones, very close to the Dior ones, which make them nice and easy to paint on. So there we go, there's the khaki green from Burberry, a really kind of true brown khaki. Let's flip Mysterious next to it and see if they really are tremendously alike. There we are, a much thinner, longer brush, which I actually prefer to work with, find much easier. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much dupes for each other, right? So maybe the Mysterious is a tiny bit cooler and darker, and this one a tiny bit warmer and browner. But honestly, if you've got Mysterious, You probably don't need khaki green, although I will say in the direct sunlight there looks to be more of a difference. Can you see that? And I will say the khaki green looks a smoother, opaque coat in one coat. So I don't know, maybe they're not quite as similar as I thought. So anyway, excited to wear that one in the autumn. And then this one, probably the most interesting colour. This is Cadet Green. And the nearest I've got to that is Chanel's Khaki Vert, which is definitely more yellowy. Not that similar at all, but that was the nearest I'd got in my collection. I don't have a lot of greens. I did have an Essie one, which I thought was a bit like this, but I got rid of a lot of my Essie polishes a few months ago. So this one's a lot thinner on the first coat. Definitely a more green. Harder colour to wear possibly against the skin tone. I think this one, certainly on my skin tone, is going to be more flattering than this one, although it's very interesting in the bottle. Let's do Khaki Vert, which was a very limited run from Chanel. I know I had to pay mega bucks on eBay to get my hands on this one. It was part of a trio, and Khaki Rose, Khaki Brun and Khaki Vert, and I found Khaki Vert was the most difficult one to get my hands on. Now actually, I think they're swatching a very similar tone. Again, it's a thicker first coat from Burberry, and they're not dissimilar, I have to say. So again, if you got Khaki Vert in your collection, of this one is definitely different, but not perhaps sufficiently so to rush out and get it when it becomes generally available. It's only available on the website at the moment, not in store, because it's the autumn collection. Now, black. I thought I've got a whole drawer of blacks, and I thought for sure I'll have one that will match this, poppy black. But I don't know, I got vertigo out. The two I pulled as the nearest, Black Satin, doesn't look nearly as glossy, and Lac Noir, which is an older one, looks slightly more purpley. It's amazing how blacks can differ. Interestingly, I've got black here swatched, which was Black Taxi from Nails Inc. Haven't got that anymore, but that was probably my truest, shiniest black. Chanel blacks tend to be a little more nuanced. So this is going to definitely need two coats, as a true black often does, but yeah, it's just a very dark, smoky black. I don't know, I don't often wear black, although I think it can look incredibly smart. Let's try Black Satin from Chanel. Let's see how that compares. Ooh, a bit gungy on my brush here. This is an old one. Again, a much thinner formulation, which does tend to dry rather better, I think. So definitely need another. I mean, I think the Burberry looks, certainly on one coat, is performing better there than the Chanel one, but I suppose one coat's a bit deceptive, as is painting on white plastic as opposed to your nail bed. But yeah, I'd say there that the poppy black is a much kind of truer. If you're after a really true dark shiny black, then the poppy black is definitely the one to go for. So they're performing pretty well, I'd say, wouldn't you? And I think that one actually is quite a flattering colour. That's this one here, the khaki green. This one, a very good dupe for the Chanel Khaki Vert, and that's Cadet Green, and then Poppy Black. So I think the story is they'll be available individually in store in the autumn, which in truth means late summer, and they'll be £15 each. Or for a limited time, I mean, I had mine on order for ages and it took ages for them to come. They come in the dinky little box. You don't get any discount, but they're nicely packaged and you get them in advance from the website. And I think it's postage free in Europe anyway. So hope you could see those swatches reasonably well and enjoyed that little demo. And I shall speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.